Alex Pereira, born Alexandro Silva Pereira on July 7, 1987, in São Bernardo do Campo, São Paulo, Brazil, is a renowned mixed martial artist and former kickboxer. At 37 years old, he stands 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighs 205 pounds. Known by the nickname Poatan, he competes in the middleweight and light heavyweight divisions in MMA and kickboxing, and in the cruiserweight division in boxing. With a reach of 79 inches, Pereira fights out of Bethel, Connecticut, representing Teixeira MMA and Fitness since 2020. His trainers include Vinicius Rivera-Volta, Glover Teixeira, and Plinio Cruz. He holds black belts in both kickboxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Plinio Cruz. Pereira's professional career began in 2010 with kickboxing and in 2015 with MMA. His professional boxing record includes 1 win by knockout. In kickboxing, he boasts a record of 40 fights with 33 wins, 21 by knockout, and 7 losses. In MMA, he has a record of 13 fights with 11 wins, 9 by knockout, and 2 losses. As of July 2, 2024, he is ranked number 2 in the UFC men's pound-for-pound rankings. Pereira is the first fighter to hold titles in both the middleweight and light heavyweight divisions of the UFC, and he is regarded as one of the greatest combat athletes of all time. Throughout his career, Pereira has competed in various promotions such as It's Showtime, Super Combat Fighting Championship, Jungle Fight, and Legacy Fighting Alliance. In kickboxing, he was the first and only fighter to hold glory titles in 2 weight classes simultaneously. His accolades include being the 9th fighter in UFC history to become champion in 2 different weight divisions. Growing up in a favela, Pereira faced many challenges. He dropped out of middle school to work as a bricklayer's assistant and later in a tire shop. Influenced by his colleagues, he began drinking and eventually became an alcoholic. In 2009, Pereira started training in kickboxing to overcome his addiction. Pereira's kickboxing career took off when he won the Glory 14 Zagreb middleweight contender tournament on March 8, 2014 in Zagreb, Croatia. He defeated Dustin Jacoby by first-round knockout in the semi-finals and Sahak Parparian by majority decision in the final. Later that year, Pereira competed in the Glory 17 Los Angeles, last man standing middleweight tournament, but lost to eventual champion Artem Levin by unanimous decision in the quarterfinals. Pereira's success continued as he defeated Cesar Almeida by decision for the vacant WGP middleweight title during WGP Kickboxing 25. He defended his title with a second-round knockout of Macon Silva at WGP KB40. Over his next 5 fights, Pereira went on a 4-1 run, losing only to Artur Kashenko but achieving notable victories, including 2 wins over future UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya. Pereira captured the Glory middleweight title with a unanimous decision win against Simon Marcus at Glory 46 China. Pereira's dominance in the Glory middleweight championship was evident when he faced Yusri Belgarui at the Glory 40 and Glory 49 Superfight Series. In 2018, they met again at Glory 55 in New York's Madison Square Garden for the middleweight title match, where Pereira knocked out Belgarui with an overhand right at 2 minutes and 29 seconds of round 1. This victory marked Pereira's 28th career win and his 6th inside the Glory ring. In November 2018, Pereira announced his intention to pursue an MMA career after his contract with Glory would expire in April 2019. However, he re-signed with Glory, allowing him to fight in both kickboxing and MMA. Pereira successfully defended his Glory middleweight title 4 times against Yusri Belgarui, Simon Marcus, and Jason Wilness. He then moved up to fight Donegi Abina for the interim Glory Light Heavyweight Championship at Glory 68, winning via 3rd-round knockout and becoming the first double champion in Glory history. After securing the Light Heavyweight Championship, Pereira defended his middleweight title against Ertugrul Bayrak at Glory Collision 2 on December 21, 2019, winning the bout by knockout at the end of the 1st round. Glory Light Heavyweight Championship. Pereira was scheduled to challenge Artem Vakatov for the Glory Light Heavyweight title at Glory 77. Pereira won the fight by split decision, becoming the first fighter in Glory history to simultaneously hold 2 belts at the same time. Pereira was later stripped of his middleweight title. Pereira rematched Artem Vakatov at Glory 78 Rotterdam in his first title defense. He lost the rematch by majority decision. Pereira was deducted 1 point in round 4 due to repeated clinching, which was seen by many as a controversial decision by the referee. Mixed martial arts career. Transitioning from kickboxing, Pereira made his professional mixed martial arts debut in 2015 at Jungle Fight 82 against Quemuel Otoni, losing the fight via submission. He continued at Jungle Fight, subsequently racking up 2 straight victories against Marcelo Cruz and Marcus Vinicius Silveira with a knockout and technical knockout respectively. Pereira announced he had signed a contract to face Diego Henrique da Silva in the Brazilian edition of Dana White's Contender Series on August 10, 2018. However, the bout never materialized as Glory did not permit Pereira to compete. On October 22, 2020, news surfaced that Pereira had signed a contract with Legacy Fighting Alliance, and he then made his promotional debut against Thomas Powell on November 20, 2020. He won the fight via knockout in round 1. Ultimate Fighting Championship. On September 3, 2021, Pereira signed with the UFC. He made his promotional debut against Andreas Michailidis on November 6, 2021, at UFC 268. He won the fight via technical knockout in round 2. This win earned him a Performance of the Night award. Pereira faced Bruno Silva on March 12, 2022, at UFC Fight Night 203. Pereira outstruck Silva for all 3 rounds and won the fight via unanimous decision. Pereira was scheduled to face Sean Strickland on July 30, 2022, at UFC 277. However, the promotion decided to move the pairing to UFC 276 on July 2, 2022. Pereira won the fight after knocking Strickland out in the first round. This win earned him a Performance of the Night award and Crypto.com Fan Bonus of the Night 3rd place award, which paid in Bitcoin of $10,000. UFC Middleweight Championship. Pereira faced Israel Adesanya for the UFC Middleweight Championship on November 12, 2022, at UFC 281. He won the bout via technical knockout in the 5th round. This win earned him the Performance of the Night award. A rematch between Pereira and Adesanya for the UFC Middleweight Championship took place on April 8, 2023, at UFC 287. He lost the bout via knockout in the final minute of round 2. On April 13, 2023, Pereira announced via Twitter that he was moving up to the light heavyweight division. Pereira faced former UFC light heavyweight champion Jan Blachowicz on July 29, 2023, at UFC 291. He won the back-and-forth fight via split decision. 22 out of 26 media outlets scored the bout for Pereira. Pereira faced former UFC light heavyweight champion Jiří Procházka for the vacant UFC light heavyweight championship belt on November 11, 2023, at UFC 295. He won the bout via TKO stoppage in the 2nd round to win the title. This fight earned him the Performance of the Night award. This victory made Pereira the 9th fighter in UFC history to become champion in 2 different weight divisions. Pereira made his first title defense against former UFC light heavyweight champion Jamahal Hill on April 13, 2024, at UFC 300. He won the fight by knockout in the 1st round after a left hook. On 2 weeks' notice, replacing the main event bout between Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor, who was injured, Pereira faced Jiří Procházka in a rematch on June 29, 2024, at UFC 303. After knocking Procházka down in the last second of the 1st round with a left hook, he was able to win the bout with a head kick knockdown followed by punches early in the 2nd round. This fight earned him another $50,000 Performance of the Night award. In an interview, Pereira's coach later revealed that Pereira received a $303,000 bonus for his performance at UFC 303. Pereira is scheduled to make his 3rd title defense against Khalil Rountree Jr. on October 5, 2024 at UFC 307. Pereira has 2 sons with his ex-wife. Pereira has indigenous ancestry from the Pataxo tribe. His nickname Poatan means stone hands in the Tupi language, which however is not the ethnic language of the Pataxo. The nickname was given to him by his first kickboxing trainer Balakwa Wera, who was also responsible for helping Pereira discover his indigenous ancestry. He has a younger sister, Aline Pereira, who competes for Glory, and had her MMA debut on November 18, 2022. Mixed Martial Arts Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC Light Heavyweight Championship 1 time, current 2 successful title defenses, shortest time and fewest bouts to win championships in 2 divisions in UFC history, 736 days, 7 bouts, UFC Middleweight Championship, One-time first and only fighter to win the UFC middleweight and light heavyweight championships. Fewest MMA bouts to become a two-division UFC champion. 11 bouts performance of the night. 5 times versus Andreas Michailidis, Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya 1, and Jiri Prochazka twice. 4th highest significant strike percentage in UFC history. 62.8% latest knockout in a UFC middleweight fight. 2 minutes and 1 second of round 5 versus Israel. Adesanya 1 holds wins over 5 former UFC champions. Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland, Jan Blachowicz, Jiri Prochazka, and Jamahal Hill in first 8 UFC fights 2024. Half-year awards Best Fighter of the first half of the year, EmmaJunkie.com, 2022, July Knockout of the Month versus Sean Strickland, 2022, Male Fighter of the Year, 2022, Breakout Fighter of the Year, ESPN, 2022, Male Fighter of the Year, Sherdog, 2022, Breakthrough Fighter of the Year, 2022, Fighter of the Year, MMA Fighting, 2022, Male Fighter of the Year, Sports Illustrated, 2022, Breakout Fighter of the Year Yahoo, Sports 2022, Male Fighter of the Year, and MMA Mania, 2022, Fighter of the Year Combat Press.